Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Human Resource Machine. Now I'm actually going to quickly run back down here to optimize these, because apparently I never did that. Grab each thing in the inbox, drop each one in the outbox. You've got a new command, so inbox, outbox, jump. That was our solution. I want to see where this one falls. So, the correct way to do this is this, I think. Well, actually, technically, no, it's not, is it? I want to see where this falls, though, in that spectrum. This really just cuts out one loop, which is unfortunate. Yeah, so it cut out one. So, this is where this gets stupid. Oh, okay. I was hoping it would paste it. That's the first time I used that. I don't remember how many there are. But this will work. That's the dumb thing. This will optimize the number of commands. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And there's probably one hidden just in case. How many are there past the L? 3. So I'm not going to have enough. I'm going to need 2 more. So, when I hard-coded one earlier, it got mad at me because I was looking at the numbers. What? Did I miscount? Or are they changing the number? I think they're changing the number. Oh, no, they're not. I got an achievement called the King of Verbosity. I'm not sure how you're supposed to optimize that using a loop. Oh, okay, I see. So there was the other option of doing something like, let's see, how many were there? There were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There were 10. So you could have just gone something like this, and this would still work. And then until it gets as efficient as you need it, you just keep adding more into this loop. Yeah, see, that was enough. So yeah, that's the way that was supposed to be. Yay! But yeah, I got an achievement, King of Verbosity, which I'm gonna look at it, but I'm pretty sure it is have a program that's more than like 20 lines long. Solve any problem with at least 4 times the number of commands required by the size. Okay. That works for me. Alright. Ignoring the inbox for now and just send the following 3 letters to the outbox. Bug. Oh. So this came from when I thought you had to have something to be able to copy from here, but you don't need to do that, so this is the most efficient that it can be. 6 lines, 6 speed. Alright, should have gone back to that. So now that that's taken care of, we got an achievement, Orange Optimization Award. Alright, let's go to the exclusive lounge. Let's try and solve this one. This is going to be a little bit harder, probably. Yes, I've always felt most comfortable with nice, cold, logical decisions. Emotional decisions are for the weak. Okay, so, silly. For each 2 things in the inbox, send a 0 to the outbox if they have the same sign, both positive or negative. Send a 1 to the outbox if their signs are different. Okay. Okay, this is going to be a little bit more challenging. I'm curious how the optimization is. I'm not going to be particularly clean in my optimization. So I'm going to take the inbox. We're going to have an if negative. So this is just going to be a chain of ifs. Now, right now, it doesn't do anything else. There's going to be other stuff too. So if it's negative, and we pull the inbox, if that's negative, we're going to want to copy from 4, because that is 0, and then outbox, and then start over. Now, if we jump here, so if it's negative, it goes here. If it's not negative, it's going to go here, which we're going to take from inbox, and then we're going to, so if that's negative, so if this is negative and this is, it's going to jump to here. Because that means, so inbox, if negative, so if it doesn't go, then it's positive, it takes from the inbox. If that is negative, they're different. Otherwise, we're going to jump to here. This is going to get very convoluted very quickly because of the way this is organized. But basically, if it gets past this, it's positive. If it gets past this, it is also positive, which means that they're the same sign, and we need to go here. Now, similarly, if we, after the outbox here, we need to jump back to the start as well. Similarly, if it is negative and it goes to here, take from the inbox, and if it's not negative, we're going to want to go here because that's copying from there. This is really hard to see, but I hope it makes sense. I will debug through it for each pair of numbers. Does this start debugging? Cool. So, oopsie. I wanted to debug. I don't actually know how to debug. I don't know how in this. I guess I just probably use this. So we take something from the inbox. Now, if it's negative, it is. We're going to jump to here. So we just take from the inbox, which is a positive 4, so it's not negative. So it skips that jump and goes to this jump, which ends up here. So we go and copy from 5, which is 1, which is if they're different, and then we outbox it, and then we jump back to the start. See, now it's the same thing, but reversed. We now have, they're opposite signs, but they are positive. Or the first one is positive instead of the first one being negative. If you'll notice, they're testing all 4 cases here to make sure that you did your switching right. So it did not jump from that negative, so we go back to the inbox. It is negative, so we jump there. We copy from 5, which is, their signals are different. We go to the outbox, and then we jump. Now we go to the same sign ones. This one's positive, so it doesn't jump there. It's negative, so it doesn't jump there. Or sorry, so it does jump. Because it doesn't jump there, so it jumps there. Sorry, unfortunately, the language is causing some problems. Although I am impressed. You notice all 3 of these arrows run through here. They color-coded them. Light, medium, dark. Light, medium, dark. So you can tell which one's going where, even though they cross. Anyway, so we're here. They have the same sign. So we copy from 4. which is 0. We take it to the outbox. And then we jump all the way back to the start again. We take from the inbox. This time it is negative, so it does jump there. We take from the inbox. It is negative, so we jump forward there, which copies from 4, and then goes to the outbox. I'm curious what this is. We used way more than 12. And we were a couple instructions over. So what this says to me is if we optimize a couple of jumps, we'll be okay. Because we've got a lot of jumping going on in here. So I can definitely optimize efficiency by reducing jumps. So basically, instead of this jumping to here, we do a copy from 4 outbox, and then this jump goes back to here. And the same thing will happen down here or lower on. So inbox if negative, boom. So if the first one is negative, we end up here. So if it's negative again, we take this one out. We copy from 5, outbox, and this jump goes back to the start. Basically just reorganizing some of these jumps. You'll notice we have more commands, but basically both cases are enumerated out instead of sharing. This is less efficient for a number of commands, more efficient for other things. We'll go ahead and speed that through. All we did was a little bit of refactoring. So we got the speed challenge, but obviously the size challenge suffered. This one is going to be a great example of how number of line efficiency does not necessarily correlate with speed. Alright. So now how do we reduce the number of lines here? I'm actually just going to clear this. So we have copy from 5, outbox. We've got copy from 4, outbox. We can't reduce that number of lines at all. No, we can't. Alright, so these are our two end cases. So we're now going to do some pretty crazy stuff here. So jump if negative, jump if negative. So if it's negative, we're going to go to this inbox. Then we're going to jump if negative. So that way they're both negative. We want, I forget which one it is. If they're the same, send a 0. Which is there. So jump if negative. If not negative, it's not going to jump. It's going to end up right here. I'm going to put this in just to show that it's there. If this is what ends up happening, we won't worry about it. But otherwise we will. Because we do want one of these to overflow into here. We kind of want one of these to overflow into here also. That's kind of what we had last time. I have a feeling we're going to end up with 2 more like we did the first time. But I want to build it from scratch because now I kind of know where I'm going with it. Alright, so if it's not negative, we want to jump here. Alright, we're going to do that. So we then inbox if negative, so it was not negative the first time, negative the second time, that goes to 1. If it is not negative the first time, it falls through to here. Is this right? This might be right. So far it looks good. I think we might have gotten it slightly more efficient. I think there's less jumps in this one. One command too long. And this is going to be off also. Huh. This makes me wonder if it's actually possible to do both. Okay, so we need to cut out one thing. What one command can we cut out here? Oh, god damn it. No, that's a speed one. We can't... I was like, oh gosh, we're gonna have to prepend the loop, and... No, if we can get an outbox... Alright, I'm wondering if this will work. So, if we copy, instead of outboxing here, we jump there. We got rid of an outbox, and we jump to here instead. Which also jumps us back. I think this is good. Does exactly the same thing. And we got rid of one command. Boom! It got longer, but I'm okay with that. It's because we were doing more jumping. Boom. Alright, we have enough room for absolute positivity, I think. I think we have to absolute value things. I think that's what this is going to be. Positive attitudes are determined to increase productivity and now, therefore, mandatory. Smile. Management is watching. Send each thing to the inbox to the outbox, but if the number is negative, first remove its negative sign. Alright, this is actually going to be really easy, I think. So if negative, we want to do stuff. Otherwise, we outbox it. Yep. Alright. So, if it's negative, we want to copy it to 0. We want to sub 0. We want to sub 0. Outbox it. And then do it again. Is this accurate? I think this is accurate. By doing this, so if it's -1, -1 minus -1 is 0, minus -1 is 1. It's basically -x plus, or minus 2x. Well, really, if x is negative, x plus 2x equals positive x. Is that right? This will work. I definitely just messed up saying the algebra there. So that's positive, so ta-da. Oh, whoopsie. Forgot to do that. It's okay. So -3. Doop. 0. 3. I think you see how it works now. Let's see how we did. You can definitely tell the left is harder. Okay, we got one extra command. but our speed was dead on. Cool. Okay, where can we shed a command here? I mean, the answer is obvious. It's this. That is a very interesting pattern. That's the exact same thing we needed to do last time. Is just jump to the outbox state. Once again, makes it a little slower, but it works. Alright, that went a hell of a lot faster than I expected. Sabbatical Beach Paradise. This is another cutscene event, really. It's nothing else to it. Okay then. This is presumably us. I think that's what it's supposed to be. Okay. Just a funny little cutscene. Career milestone 3, that's what you just got. Okay, we are going to take a look at this one. I don't know how hard it's going to be. I think this will be the last puzzle though. Yes, welcome back. Tick, tick, tick. Time keeps ticking down. Let's get to work. Oh, yes, I love what you've done with your hair. For each number in the inbox, send that number to the outbox, followed by all numbers down to or up to 0. Yes, it's a countdown. You've got new commands. They add 1 or subtract 1 from an item on the floor. If the result is given back to you, and for your convenience, also written right back to the floor. Okay, they are add 1 and subtract 1 from the result. The result is given back to you, and for your convenience, also written right back to the floor. Okay, so basically, if we take inbox, and I'm just gonna hit play to show you this. What happens if I bump? Oh! Interesting. So we actually have to copy that to 0. We'll then outbox it. I now understand how this is going to work. By doing bump plus, we go and pick up what's at 0 and increase it by 1. I just want to see that this is accurate. This is actually going to be wrong because we need to determine whether it's positive or negative, but that's not the point. I want to make sure that this is functioning the way that I expect it to. Alright, so it bumps it and then you get a copy of it. Alright, and yeah, as I said, there are going to be 22 items from this. So here's how this is going to work. We copy it to 0. We are then going... Okay, here's an interesting thing. Okay. Okay, but this is going to trigger the end, basically. We go all the way back to the top, only if it's 0. That's at the very end. Alright, so I'm actually going to... That's not the way that I want to go about approaching this logic. Alright, so we copy it to 0, and then we put it in the outbox. Oh, that's interesting. So this actually matters. Right here. Okay, this is interesting. So here's the thing. Because bump works on what's already there and gives you a copy, you don't have to copy from that location and then decide if it's positive or negative. You have to know if it's positive or negative before you outbox your thing. So let's look at the negative case. So we copy it to 0. So if it's negative, we're going to want to outbox it, and then we want to bump positive 0. Now the crazy thing is, we then want to go back to here. Because that's, like, right before we put something in the outbox is when we have to check whether it's negative to check its behavior. So, outbox. Alright, so if it is not negative, if it is 0, if it's 0, we have to do completely different things. We have to go all the way back to the start. So we need to check if it's 0. We need to check if it's negative. And we also need what happens if it is neither of those things. Now, I'm actually going to put the if negative here and the if 0 here, because if negative is going to happen a lot more than if 0. I'll get to why exactly I did that in a bit if you don't already know. Alright, so if it is neither negative or 0, it is positive. So we outbox and we bump negative 0. And then we jump here. Alright, I think this will work. But before I hit play, I wasn't expecting to go back to it this soon. But so basically we have 3 cases. If the number that we're holding is negative, if the number that we're holding is 0, and the number that we're holding is positive. We can't check if something's positive, so we have to check if it's negative or if it's 0. Now, if it's negative, we're going to... There we go. We're going to send it to the outbox, and we're going to bump up 0. And then we're going to go back and check again. If it's 0, we're going to send it to the outbox, and then we're going to jump. Actually, do we include 0? Okay, we'll find out when we put a 0 in if that's necessary. It'd be actually very nice if it wasn't that way. So if it's 0, we end up doing this. Because we just outbox it, and then we go all the way back to pulling something else from the inbox. And then, if it hasn't jumped on either of those, it is positive, we send it to the outbox, and we bump this one negative. So we've covered all our cases. However, the ordering of these is important for efficiency. If negative is going to happen a lot more often than if 0. Now, if positive is going to happen just as likely as if negative, unfortunately we can't actively check for that, so it has to be the fall-through case. Because if it's not negative, sorry, if it is negative, like negative 7, we're going to go, it's negative? Yes. Negative 7. Negative 6. Negative 5. Negative 4. Negative 3. Negative 2. And that's every single time we check, we only check once. However, if 0 is first, it'd be 0? No. Is it negative? Yes. Negative 7. Is it 0? No. Is it negative? Yes. Negative 6. So we just doubled the number of instructions being run here because of the ordering. So let's see if this actually works the way that was intended. So boom. So we know to bump it negative. It keeps falling through. I wish there was a good way to to check for if positive. I really wish we had to jump if positive. Time to find out if we actually have to put in 0. Yes, we did. Okay, so exactly as we expect. Now this is going to check the negative case for us. I'm going to speed this up just a little bit here. We now see the negative case is working. The case of there's just a 0 should short circuit properly. 2, 1, 0. Alright, I'm very curious about this. 12 commands. Ooh, we are way off on efficiency. How can we reduce the number of commands? It's all a jump thing. The problem is we have to have all of these outboxes. But the problem is we can't store the state. We can't bump and then outbox. Or can we? No, because we have to be holding it. We have to be holding it. This is actually really tough. Wait, how many commands short were we again? I totally don't remember. Am I trying? I forget if it was 2 or 1, because I'm bad at this. Two. Alright, we have to get rid of 2 commands here. We can't bump before we output. Can we? No, because that'll... So we could technically bump before we output and then come back, check, bump. Maybe that is what we need to do. Maybe that is more efficient. Well, let's give it a try. After this try, we'll call the episode regardless of the results, and then we'll be working on it next time. So we're going to inbox. We're going to copy to 0. We are then going to outbox. And then we copy from 0, and then we make our decision. So, if negative, bump positive. If 0, start again. Right, if negative, bump positive. If not 0, bump negative. Outbox, jump. No. We don't even need to. No, we need... Yes. No, sorry, here. Jump if negative, we bump. Jump. Outbox, copy from 0. Actually, this might work. It wastes a little bit of efficiency with this copy from, because we make the decision afterwards, but it ends up being a lot more succinct, you notice. Which sometimes that's hard to predict right off the get-go when you're looking at how to solve, because the other solution seemed better because we weren't running the extra bit of storing it. It appears as though this is working. Speed it up here since these just take a lot. The 0 case shortcuts, right? Alright, let's see. 10 commands or fewer. We hit 10 on the nose. Speed challenge. So, you'll notice I was correct. We went a lot slower in the speed challenge because we were doing a lot of extra copying and pasting in there. But that was the way to do it for code purposes. So I'm going to go ahead and call the episode here. This works mostly because I'm going to be coming back at the speed challenge, and we are going to have to rewrite this the other way. We need to write it in the most efficient way possible, which is basically the most speed way possible, which is not going to be what we just wrote. Because we don't care about the number of commands anymore, we just care about the number of stuff being executed. So, minimalistic jumps, things like that. So yeah. Fun. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. There's a lot of fun stuff going on in this game. This is one of the normal side ones. Solving it wasn't that bad, but the efficiency is definitely a little bit challenging. Still not up to snuff as the left branch ones. Those are definitely the challenge ones. And they already kind of said that, but those are definitely on a different level. than the ones on the right. But hey, I like that. That gives... I mean, this is entertaining me and challenging me. And, you know, I'm good at coding. Well, presumably good at coding, I should say. The fact that we're using basically a different language and have very limited options is challenging, to say the least. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I will see you next time.